The Amorous Doctor. Chapter 6. Ling Yun. However, he soon recalled that he saved Yishulan's daughter out of kindness but got beaten. She didn't apologize when asking him for help. Instead, she appeared to be arrogant. He immediately steeled his heart and said coldly, "I saved your daughter out of kindness, but your son beat me indiscriminately and hasn't come to apologize by now. Now you come here for either dealing with the problem with money or requesting me to help you with an offer of a job. Perhaps you think a poor person like me doesn't deserve your respect, but you need to understand that the reason why I'm lying here is your son beat me after I saved your daughter. Don't you think it ridiculous? Well, I'm not capable of curing your daughter now. Even if I'm capable, I wouldn't do that since you behave like this, got it? Sorry, I need to have a rest due to my wound. Leave me alone, please." Ding Ning turned over with his back against Yishulan and pulled the quilt over his head with annoyance, apparently reluctant to talk to her. At the sight of this, Yishulan was transfixed. She had no choice but to stand up, leave and shut the door considerately. From Ding Ning's pure eyes, she could tell that he wasn't putting on an act. He didn't care about money and job indeed. What he cared about was that he wasn't treated with the respect he deserved. She used to have those pure eyes more than 20 years ago. If it were not for her pure eyes which moved her husband, she wouldn't have the wealth and power of the Shen family within her grasp. Indeed, dignity and the simplest mutual respect between people received less and less attention in this materialistic society. People cared about the power and money within their grasp. Who really understood the meaning of dignity? I was so wrong. She was so arrogant and Philistine, trampling over the young man's self-esteem by tempting him with money and job. Thinking of this, she blushed. Now I've become so snobbish? I've lost my original intention after a long time among the upper classes. Power and wealth are the sources of depravity indeed. It's all Shenmuyang's fault. His terrible idea made me look like a complete fool. Yishulan just laid the blame on her son, and then strode to her daughter's ward exasperatedly. She intended to take her son to apologize to the young man and ask for forgiveness. With a creak, the door of ICU was opened again. Ding Ning turned around and said impatiently, "I've said that your daughter's sickness." He abruptly stopped talking before finishing the sentence. Staring at the nurse gracefully standing at the door, Ding Ning scratched his head in embarrassment, and then said in astonishment with his eyes wide open, "Ling Yun, why are you here?" "Ding Ning, it's really you? I've just started my shift and saw your information. I thought it just a coincidence. What's the matter? Are you okay?" Ling Yun walked in anxiously and asked with concern at the sight of Ding Ning's bruised face. Ding Ning suddenly opened his mouth wide and asked, "Shift? You mean here is Changjiang Hospital where you work as an intern?" "Yeah, I'm on night shift today. I was wondering whether it was you when I saw the patient information. I tried to call you but couldn't get through. So, I come here to have a look. I didn't expect it's really you." Touching Ding Ning's bruised face gently, Ling Yun felt sorry and said, "Does it hurt? Who beat you? Did you call the police?" Picking up the phone at the bedside, Ding Ning found it automatically powered off. So, he shrugged helplessly. Ling Yun was the daughter of his landlord. She majored in nursing and worked as an intern at Changjiang Hospital. There were so many hospitals in Ninghai. It never occurred to him that he was coincidentally sent to Changjiang Hospital, which he hated a lot. Li Wenxing, who took powerful connections to make him declined by every hospital during his internship, was exactly a doctor of cardiothoracic surgery department of this hospital. It was not that he was afraid of Li Wenxing, who sought revenge for the smallest grievance. He was just worried that Li Wenxing would retaliate against Ling Yun after finding out her acquaintance with him. He quickly explained his experience at once, and especially reminded Ling Yun not to expose the relationship between them in front of other people. Ling Yun seemed to misunderstand what Ding Ning said. She blushed, looked down and said shyly, "Brother Ning, what are you talking about? What's the relationship between us?" She was in a white nurse uniform with her hair blowing gently like silk under her white cap. Her white face was as smooth as cherry blossom and snow with a touch of moderate flush on it. Her bright and abstruse eyes were so fascinating, twinkling with slender and long eyelashes, which made her so charming even when she was just opening and closing her eyes. However, Ding Ning got chills in front of such a fascinating girl, because he knew her so well. He pretended to feel chilly by keeping touching his arms with his hands. "Ling Yun, can you just talk in a proper manner? Your words gave me goosebumps." Ding Ning knew about Ling Yun so well. She had always been a reckless and tough tomboy who would never be shy. Every time she appeared to be shy, someone must get into trouble. 4th Dan Taekwondo black belt wasn't just a title for her. Last time she fought with a punk named Shanji half a year ago. It was said that Shanji still stayed in the hospital by now. When Ding Ning just came to Ninghai for college, he was cheated by her innocent appearance. So, he rented the apartment from her family and began his pathetic tenant life. Fortunately, Ling Yun took good care of him. She was 1 year younger than him, but always protected him like an elder sister. Ling Yun took revenge on anyone who dared to bully him. Over time, all punks around her neighborhood knew that Ding Ning was the #1 follower of this she-devil. They secretly called him a toy boy, which made him rather frustrated. "Humph, Ding Ning, what do you mean by saying that? Can't I just be gentle once? Can't I? Can't I?" Ah. As he expected, Ling Yun immediately showed her real nature. She jumped up in fury as if her tail was trampled on and got mad at Ding Ning with her hands on her waist and her saliva spraying on Ding Ning's face. The tender girl seemed to have gone. Ding Ning wiped his face in disgust and rolled his eyes. He said, "I just know that you can't be gentle for more than 3 seconds. Fortunately, I have little expectations of you. Since you are a patient, I won't argue with you today." Perhaps Ding Ning's bruised face made her reluctant to hurt him. Perhaps it was inconvenient for her to make big movements at work. Anyway, she waved and mercifully gave him a break. Ding Ning patted his hands obsequiously, lowered his head and imitated the eunuch's tone in a sharp voice. "Thanks, Your Highness." Ling Yun instantly beamed with joy. She clapped Ding Ning on the shoulder and said, "Little Ning, work hard. I will treat you well. I will reach the guy who beat you and get even with him later. Stop it, I beg you not to get into trouble, okay? It's just a misunderstanding. He didn't do that on purpose. Besides, I'm all right now. It's nothing serious." Ding Ning was startled. He clearly knew how capable she was in getting into trouble. He had secretly cleaned up the mess for her over and over again. If it were not for him, Ling Yun would have been killed, packed into a bag and thrown into the river for feeding fish long ago. Humph, it's impossible. You are my #1 follower. It's a humiliation for me that he dared to beat you. As the head of Fushing Street, I can't bear his disrespect to me. No, I should make that guy explain it in any case. Rolling up her sleeves, Ling said fiercely. Nevertheless, her white arms were as tender as lotus root, which didn't make her look so ferocious. Ding Ning said in distress. It should be a humiliation for me that I was beaten. Why does he need to explain it to you? Brat, you are my follower. He beat you, so he should certainly explain it to me. Ling Yun frivolously raised Ding Ning's jaw with her white index finger, looking like a rogue taking liberties with a woman. Screw you. Who's your follower? You are my follower! In front of Ling Yun's teasing eyes, Ding Ning shook his head uncomfortably and muttered in a low voice. No matter you are my follower or I'm yours, I can't tolerate anyone who beat you. I will make him pay for it. Ling Yun put her arm around Ding Ning's shoulder, which made them look like buddies. I've told you many times that there are differences between a man and a woman. Pay attention to your behavior. Feeling his shoulder press softly, Ding Ning unnaturally moved sideways to draw back distance with her. You saw me naked 5 years ago. Now you tell me that there are differences between a man and a woman. Ling Yun curled her lips scornfully. She laid her head on Ding Ning's thighs and lay down on her side with her legs crossed. Her stunning white calves were exposed while she was swinging her legs. It's an accident. Ding Ning couldn't help blushing and said timidly. It was an accident indeed 5 years ago. He didn't do that on purpose. It was just that she didn't shut the door while having a bath. At that time, he just rented the apartment. He needed to buy some stuff, while the shops were all closed. So, he had to go to Ling Yun's apartment for borrowing a broom. Unfortunately, Ling Yun's mother went out to walk the dog without closing the door. Ding Ning knocked at the door for a while, but no one answered. So, he opened the door and got in the apartment, and happened to see Ling Yun get out of the bathroom in the nude. Ding Ning blushed in embarrassment, and Ling Yun was startled. Fortunately, she covered her mouth before screaming, or Ding Ning would definitely be murdered by Ling Yun's mother. From then on, it became a secret between them. After Ling Yun stopped feeling shy, she realized that Ding Ning was timider than her, so she teased him with it a lot. Back then, you didn't have a curvy shape. You think I want to see it? Ding Ning said to himself. Nevertheless, he didn't dare to say that, or Ling Yun would definitely yell at him. Are you hungry? I'll get you some food, Ling Yun said and hastily went out. 20 minutes later, Ding Ning gobbled down the meal brought by Ling Yun,